Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Phil, and together with Camilo, Dan, and John, we are the Game Pack, and this is the 36th episode of our gaming news podcast, the PackCast. We've got plenty to talk about this week. The coronavirus has finally spread into the gaming industry and delayed the release of a game. Animal Crossing save files and the save file restrictions are causing backlash. Phil Spencer said some interesting things about the future of Xbox, and the rumor mill is getting out of control. We're going to talk a little bit about all the rumors that have been flying around the internet. And as always, we'll close out the show with what we've been playing and the new releases for this week. With all that being said, let's get into our first story. Coronavirus delay. Okay, so Private Division, the publisher of The Outer Worlds, tweeted, "We're delaying Outer Worlds on Nintendo Switch due to the coronavirus impacting the Virtuos team working on the port to provide them enough time to finish development. We'll now be releasing the physical version on cartridge," which was a point of contention. That wasn't originally going to happen, but now it is. "Once we have a new launch date, we will let you know." And just so you guys know, Team Virtuos is located in Singapore in Asia. In the past, earthquakes and tsunamis have delayed and even canceled games, but never a health crisis. Did you guys ever expect something like a viral outbreak to become so big that it actually impacted a video game release? What do you guys think?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's not unreasonable to think that that could happen.
So there's even schools closing, like in the U.S., because of the coronavirus.
Well, do you think that some of that kind of stuff is like people are freaking out and overreacting, or do you think it's a real thing?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that it is a serious concern that is new and not as well documented and figured out as something like the flu. With that said, the flu has had more of an impact than the coronavirus has, but we don't close schools over the flu.
Right.
But yeah, it's much newer and much less understood at this point, so
but there is
precautions are pertinent.
There is like a vaccine for the flu. There is no vaccine for the coronavirus yet.
Right.
Right.
And it's
not
also,
everyone who...
the flu is more widespread. Like, the flu is everywhere. The coronavirus is, it's mostly in Asia. Yeah. There are some cases over here, but it's mostly in Asia.
Yep.
So I actually, I'll put my 2 cents in on the matter. It feels like, and maybe I just watch too much TV and play too many video games, but like, it's got a little bit spooky. Like,
I know, it feels like the beginning of all those zombie movies.
I know, it's like, the Umbrella Corporation was doing some naughty stuff, and like the virus got out.
Speaking of rumors, there's a rumor that the guy that warned about, or the scientist that warned about this virus, just died from the virus.
I don't think that's a rumor. Isn't that news?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just
news.
It just reminds me of, like, some evil corporation is trying to make a bioweapon, and it backfires, and now it's just going to be everywhere.
I mean, oh my gosh. I was just going to say it was scary. But also, I want to real quick jump in. Like, yeah, we are, like, talking about Resident Evil and, like, zombies. But, like, yes, this is very serious. And we do, as the Game Pack, feel for everybody who is affected by this. And we hope that they figure out a vaccine or a cure or something soon so that people stop getting sick and stop dying. Anyways.
Yeah, I heard something on the radio about, like, how information is really restricted in China where the outbreak has started. And so it's really difficult to get accurate, full information because the government is trying to shut down a lot of the communication.
Didn't they lock down cities? Like, people can't leave cities.
Something like that.
Yeah, that original city, when it starts with a W, I can't remember it off the top of my head. Should have written it down.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. It was on, like, what do they call that?
Quarantine.
It's like quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine is standard. I mean, I would expect them to shut down certain things and make sure that it doesn't spread and escape. And also, I think the news is like they're so sensational. The way that many news agencies get their money is from clicks. So they're going to make their headlines as clickable and as sensational and as fear-mongering sometimes as they possibly can. So people are like, oh my gosh, I might die from this thing today. I better click and find out. You know, that's not to say it's not a serious problem, but there's definitely some sensationalism going on regarding news agencies getting clicks.
That's true. But there are actual cities quarantined and shut down, and this game is actually delayed. So
yes, absolutely. It's not all sensationalism.
These
there's another story where there's another story where they were building a hospital in 10 days. Like a full-blown hospital in 10 days over in that city where it originated.
Wow.
And they showed all these like
not just a triage center.
No, it's a hospital. They showed all like the excavation tools, and I want to see what it looks like. I didn't see like if they did it. I want to see what it looks like.
Wow! Holy moly! So yeah, I guess we all kind of spoke on that. Like, did we ever see this? It does seem like. It just seems scary to me, and like, yeah, like there are the 24-hour news cycles that are like hyping it up and like trying it to make it seem super scary. But like the real fact that something is being delayed and there is a town on quarantine is just scary to me. So I don't know. Just any final thoughts on? Did you ever think that something like this would happen?
Not in my lifetime.
I never thought it was out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, like this just kind of... Sorry, go ahead.
It's something similar to, like, earthquakes. Or it's like a world event kind of thing.
I mean, honestly, it seems like this has happened in my lifetime several times. Like, not terribly long ago, bird flu virus was being hyped up the same as this is.
Oh, and the swine flu. There's H1Z1, which is an actual game.
That's true.
Yeah, so, I mean... Yeah, I think at this point, yes, it's being hyped, but so were those other things, and they turned out to not be as, like, oh my gosh, the world is doomed kind of thing. So I kind of think that it's probably going to end up like those other things. Yeah.
I mean, none of us are doctors or fortune tellers. So
exactly. Yeah. It is a new thing. It is separate than those things. It needs to be figured out. Who knows?
All right. So moving on to our next question. Do you guys remember any examples of media being delayed or changed because of real world events? And I'll go first with my example of this is like a similar thing to what we're talking about. Lilo and Stitch, you guys remember that awesome Disney movie? Oh, Hannah means family. I loved Lilo and Stitch. It was really cool. But that movie came out, I think, around the time that the 9/11 tragedy happened. And there was a scene in that movie where they're flying one of the spaceships that looks like an airplane through a city, and it's like hitting buildings.
Yeah,
and
I actually remember.
Like
I think I've seen the deleted footage or like the original. Yeah,
they have. You can find the original footage. Like I think it's a deleted scene, or it's somewhere. It's on the internet somewhere. So they changed it to be just flying through mountains and trees and all that in Hawaii. And I just think that might have been the first time I can remember like a real world event like changing the way that media is like released. So I don't know. What about you guys?
Yeah, around the same time I was working at the movie theater, and Spider-Man, like 9/11, like the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire had a scene in the trailer where he puts a spider web in between the World Trade Centers, the two towers, and catches a helicopter. And that was changed really quickly after 9/11 happened. And the poster that featured the two towers with the spider web was quickly removed by the theater I worked in. And yeah, it was a pretty big, quick deal to get that changed.
So they were out. The printed promotional material was out?
Yeah, we had a big old banner in the theater at the time of the World Trade Centers being up there.
I wonder if that stuff's worth money.
Probably. And I remember they took it down and did not let any of us take it home.
Yeah.
For that reason. They didn't want it springing up on eBay and whatnot.
Exactly. I'm sure they didn't. Oh my God.
Yeah. But I remember wanting that piece of promotional material.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. John or Cam?
This has actually happened a few times with like the Pokemon anime. I'm only going to talk about like, there's like 2 instances. One was like in 2004. There was an episode of the anime where it was about like a Barboach fighting a Whiscash, and a Whiscash was like causing like earthquakes on an island, and there had just been an earthquake in Japan. So they kind of just like didn't air that episode and skipped it because it was kind of sensitive at the time. And then also there was another earthquake in like 2011, and during the slot where the episode would have aired on that channel, they aired like the news reporting on the earthquake.
Okay.
So like they can't like delay the episode. I think they just had to like skip it and move on to like whatever the next scheduled episode was. I would have
it's not removed from existence, right?
They never aired it.
Okay, but like if you were to buy the DVD box set or something, it would be on there.
You can't watch it anywhere. They just skipped over it. And it would have been cool.
Both of those 2 episodes that you just talked about?
Yeah, never aired.
Oh, wow.
The second, it was actually 2 episodes in the second time it happened, and it was in the black and white anime, and it was the ones where they introduced Team Plasma. So like we didn't even get to see Team Plasma.
Oh, that's in that so first confusing.
Part. Yeah,
they introduced the villain in an episode that never aired.
Yeah, like we didn't see them until they came back in their like black 2, white 2 style. Like we didn't see them in their like night outfit from like the first game. So it was just kind of weird how they just skipped it like that.
That is super strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I do have one more kind of example where Jim Carrey had expressed... It didn't really change the movie, but Jim Carrey had expressed remorse in doing a role shortly after a shooting had occurred, because the role that he was in had to do with guns and stuff.
Oh, that was Kick-Ass. That was Kick-Ass.
Yeah, that was pretty recently, yeah.
Oh my... Did you see that movie?
Oh,
did you know what his character was?
Yeah, I did see it, yeah.
He's very violent.
Very, very violent.
Yeah, it makes sense. It didn't actually change the product, though, so...
No.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, how the real world, can shape media, even after it's out. Can get rid of it. Cancel it. Okay, well, that's it for our first topic. I'm going to move right along into a story that's been trying to get on the podcast for 3 weeks now, I think, and it's finally made it in. Animal Crossing Lonely Island. Animal Crossing is only allowing you to have 1 island per Switch console, regardless of what profile you're playing on. If you have like 2 profiles, you can't make a second island on the second profile. And in addition, you cannot transfer save files of Animal Crossing between Switches. So my question for you guys are, why do you think Nintendo refuses to get with the times with cloud saves?
I think
Camilo has strong feelings.
That's a loaded question. I don't think they're trying to get with the times. I think they just have like these like technical things like about how they save their data. It's like not letting them do certain things. Or like they haven't figured it out. I don't think it's like they're like, we don't want you to have clouds. I don't think it's like that at all. I think the reason why you can't do the cloud saves or the transfer saves is because they decided that you can only have 1 island per Switch. So I think that's somewhere in like the system data. Because like if you guys remember with like when you buy Switch Online, you have to buy like the family pass for like multiple users to use it. Like profiles on the same Switch can't use this cloud saves if they don't have Switch Online. So if the second person, we're all using the same island, how is the whole island going to get put into the cloud if everyone doesn't have Switch Online? And it's like not one save file, it's like spread out over multiple profiles. So I think it's just a different format, so that's why it's not working. That's not to say why they can't announce something in the future to get around this.
They said that they could bring it, they could recover it if your Switch was lost or stolen, so they can do it. They're just not giving us the option.
Yeah, I watched an Arlo video. Phil's gonna be like, "Oh, Arlo again." Have you gotten a chance yet?
Why would
Phil?
I be that way?
Have you? Because we've been telling you about Arlo, and you still haven't watched him.
I've watched Arlo, the puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched tons of
okay.
Arlo since then.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I was watching an Arlo video, and he was talking about, like, Nintendo possibly wanting to do it this way to prevent people from cheating and stuff. And he says that's totally backward because the type of audience that would be for Animal Crossing and the type of game Animal Crossing is, like, there would be not really any benefit to trying to, like, get around these, like, there's no reason for the limitations to be in place.
It would break the game entirely. It was like it would break all the progression. The whole thing with Animal Crossing is like you're working up and you're building this thing over time. It's like, what's the point of like hacking Animal Crossing so that you can just have all this stuff instantly and then you just walk around? Like,
Exactly.
In your life.
Yeah.
In
Well,
your
yeah,
life.
People,
like, also-
people time travel all the time, though.
Yeah, but it's not that like people are cheating. Like you can't win in Animal Crossing, but if
Exactly.
you're doing this,
But
you're
you
gonna
can
get
exploit it.
You're gonna
You
get all
can
the stuff.
exploit it.
Yes, but if you're doing this, you're gonna get all the stuff you want immediately, and you're not gonna come back and play it as often.
Yeah.
Like the whole
It's
point of Animal Crossing is you play a little at a time, and you just keep coming back to it because there's always new stuff to
But
do.
people are doing that anyway.
It's not a games as a service, so why does Nintendo care how much game time is put into the game that they make? What is
Plus,
the
you could do it
difference?
anyway.
It
You could
keeps
just
it
take the
relevant,
clock.
though.
No, but what's the difference between somebody buying Animal Crossing, playing it for 10 minutes, and buying Animal Crossing and playing it for 1,000 hours? To Nintendo, it's still $60.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you were not for exploiting.
I'm not, but I personally am not. But I'm saying from just like a logical standpoint, what's the difference to them? What does it matter?
I mean, if you made a game, wouldn't you want someone to appreciate? Like, wouldn't you want them? I mean, I'm not saying they have to force their way to play the game on you, but they have an idea of how they want you to play.
Yeah, there's no reason Nintendo should be forcing this way on everyone, and those who exploit are only going to be harming their own experience.
I mean, I don't think they're doing this to prevent exploiting. I think it has to do with like a save data formatting thing.
Well, they
Right,
can't
so that's
really.
my point then, is get with the times and make it a format that is like can sync with cloud saves. Like you can.
Well,
use
didn't
multiple
you see the article
profiles.
where they're thinking about it?
Yeah.
No, that was not.
I mean,
Yeah, they said they're thinking about it.
Nintendo has always been a company to try to make experiences within their limitations, and they haven't been all that concerned with the current times. But with that said, there is something to be said for modern day benefits of saves and stuff. Like, you kind of have to, for some things, be with the times. And I think this is one of them.
Well,
People need
agree.
to access their stuff.
Why don't
Especially
they
since
just
they've
go
been
back-
hyping the standard Switch to the Switch Lite as, hey, you can seamlessly go from one Switch to another.
That's what I'm more
Except then they
annoyed
make
about.
a game that completely doesn't do that.
I'm not as annoyed with the cloud saves, but I constantly switch from my normal Switch to my Switch Lite. So that means like if I start streaming when the game comes out on my normal Switch, I can't play that island on my Switch Lite at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
It
doesn't make
seems
any
like
sense.
more and more anything they release has caveats. Like, oh, you can do this. Caveat, you can't do it in certain cases. Or these are the new games. Caveat, won't work with these other features.
You know what they should do?
It's like it's getting complicated.
Is they should just implement like password saves like we had on NES with like really long like
Or
50
server-based
character and
saves.
symbol.
You have to enter a 300 character hexadecimal
Yeah, exactly.
symbols.
Yeah, it's
Well,
for like
like-
every item you have.
Take Minecraft for example. Those realms, they're server based. So why not just have it server based? Like your profile.
Well, because
is-
And then you can't play offline.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
Play
portable
Minecraft
system.
offline.
You can't. You can. I just feel like with this, you'd want like constant access to the servers, and you just wouldn't have it.
Yeah, there's not necessarily a constant, steady internet access on a road trip where a kid might want to play this.
Exactly. I have a question. Is it like the GameCube version or other versions? Have the most experience probably with New Leaf or GameCube, where if you only get one island, does that mean you can have multiple houses on the same island with multiple profiles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
you're like another villager.
Yeah, you're like another villager in there.
You could do the same on the 3DS. Like you could have up to 2 or 3 other save files, but they weren't mayors. They were just like villagers.
But I would be annoyed. Okay. I don't have this problem because it's like my Switch is my Switch. But if I was sharing it, I would be annoyed if I would have to play on like my brother's island or my sister's island. Like I want to have my own island.
Dude, you get the third-party controller and you're a villager on the island. That's the problems of being a little sibling.
Or vice versa, if you had 2 Switch Lites, you wouldn't be able to share an island.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just seems,
I think
Nintendo
has said
behind.
that. Yeah, I think Nintendo said you can have up to 8 because there are 8 profiles on the Switch. You can have up to 8 people join the island.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's something. That's a positive. Positive.
Yeah, only if they're on the same Switch.
No, I think you could have online. I think you could have up to 8 people on online.
No, they said like you can have 8 online people on your island too, like visiting you.
Oh, okay.
Not like they're not gonna have a house; they're just gonna like be there.
They like come in just like on 3DS, right?
Yeah.
They come in on the train, hang out for a while, steal your fruit, and then leave.
But my main issue with like these cloud save things, it's their main feature that they tote for Nintendo Switch Online, and a lot of their major games don't have it.
Yep.
Like Splatoon, Pokemon. I don't think Smash has it.
Smash has it. I've done it.
Well, then Splatoon, Pokemon, Animal Crossing.
Whatever. Splatoon 2 is dead. Long live.
Kind of reminds
3.
me of some games that don't support the Pro controller. It's like, really?
Yeah.
You can't
being forced to play with Joy-Cons is annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, so let's move on past cloud saves. We probably beat that dead horse enough. Will this decision have any financial impact on Nintendo? For example, I had a couple of examples here. Do you think people won't buy a second Switch, or will they won't buy a second Switch because they like can't swap the island? You know what I mean? Or will they buy a second Switch so that more people in the household can actually play Animal Crossing? So you have to have 2 Switches and like multiple islands. So you have to buy 2 Switches to have 2 islands. What do you guys think?
It'll probably sell Switches.
You think so?
Yeah, because
does seem like a skeezy way of doing it.
Because like if you have 2 siblings and they're like, oh, I want my own island, you have to get your own Switch.
You know what they should do is they should release a special edition Animal Crossing Switch to incentivize people to buy it.
This definitely
that exists.
Makes me not want to buy a second Switch though. Like my Switch is like old, like it's an OG Switch, and I want to upgrade soon. But like, if I don't want to play Animal Crossing for like 20, 30 hours and then have to start all over again.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah,
this is going to come out before the Animal Crossing though.
Yeah, one of the biggest annoyances with like cell phones for me, like my very first smartphone, I racked up a massive game save in one of the games, and then I got a new phone, and I couldn't transfer the game save, and I had to start over. And I did that with like on the 3rd phone. I was like, I'm not starting over again.
Well, now they make it really easy.
What mobile game are you putting that many hours into?
Most of the time you have to log
Clash
into an account.
Fishing Diary.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
It's amazing.
Candy Crush?
No, not Candy Crush. But yeah, that's standard nowadays. You can transfer saves from phone to phone.
What did you say? That's standard? Is that what you said? Standard?
Standard.
He's not denied. He's never denied that cloud saves is up for standard. He is debating that Nintendo doesn't necessarily need to get with the times, is what he was saying earlier, I think.
Nintendo, I think, does need to get with the
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. They do need to get with the times. It's ridiculous and stupid that you can't transfer saves.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
It's a standard in everything.
I think I misunderstood what you said. Like
What I was saying earlier was that Nintendo has been a company that has always not played by the rules, but in certain cases, like this one, they freaking do.
Oh, I see. I better understand what you're saying now. Sorry
but they're stuck in their ways of, we don't have to do anything we don't want to. And it's bad. It's bad for business.
Nintendo, get it together.
I mean, they're going to sell like 20 million of that Animal Crossing Switch anyway.
So many weebs are going to buy that Animal Crossing Switch. Oh my god. Or, wait, are they weebs or are they otakus? I actually had a real discussion about this with my friend.
Well, it's not anime, so they want to be weebs.
So they're otakus. So
otaku?
many otakus. It's somebody who's obsessed with, like, you know...
cute things?
No, like, it could be anime, it could be tech or something to the detriment of their social skills. That's what an otaku is.
Yeah, I think there was a character in Metal Gear Solid named Otacon, named after that.
Just don't go too far into that. It might annoy some people.
Well, I'm just saying it's a real Japanese word. It's a thing. All right. Anyways, on that note, before we get lost in the weeds, did you guys have any final thoughts on Animal Crossing at all? As a whole, with this island controversy, cloud saves. Anything
as
at all?
long as Mr. Rossetti doesn't berate me for not saving the game,
they fired him.
Should be fine.
Oh, I just turned around like a dum-dum to try to grab my Mr. Rossetti amiibo because he's literally right behind me. And I just turned around and there's a huge green screen.
They fired Mr. Rossetti. He doesn't have a job.
I heard. I might actually pick it up then.
I hope he's in the game, just like on vacation.
Oh, he definitely
he's on
is.
vacation or something.
Yeah, maybe he's retired or something on that island with
That'd be
Tortimer
amazing.
or whatever. That'd be cool. Awesome. All right. Very cool. Guys, we're going to take a very short break with a little bit of a word from the editor.
Hi there, Dan here, and you may not be aware, but here at the Game Pack, we like to have fun from time to time. In fact, we like doing random pop-up streams of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If that sounds like fun to you as well, be sure to subscribe to our channel here at the Game Pack, and follow our social media so you never miss an event. Links in the description below. Now back to the show.
And we're back. Our third story of the day. Phil Spencer is saying some odd things about Xbox. Are they odd? Are they revolutionary? Let's get into it. Putting the player at the center and not putting the device in the center in response to a lack of exclusives. He also said, when you talk about Nintendo and Sony, we have a ton of respect for them, but we see Amazon and Google as the main competitors going forward. That, I think, is the most controversial thing they said. That's not to disrespect Nintendo and Sony, but the traditional gaming companies are somewhat out of position. I guess they could try to recreate Azure, which was like a cloud-based Microsoft product, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But we've invested tens of billions of dollars in cloud over the years. My question is Phil trying to Phil Spencer, not me. Is Phil trying to compensate for the fact that they're lagging behind in the console space? They are now being outsold by the Switch, which has been out way less time, and been just being dunked on by PS4 this entire generation. So do you think that he's saying that to compensate for the big gap? Or do you think there's another motive behind what he's saying?
It's a very PR spin on it.
Yeah.
Like, he knows that they're in last in the console space. Mm-hmm. So I think he's talking about their services that they're trying to give to the consumer, like the Game Pass and the xCloud service that's coming. Mm-hmm. So I think they're trying to move away from the console space. I could see them not making another console after the Series X, unless it just blows up. But I think they're going more towards these cloud-based services, more subscription-based services. Mm-hmm. Because Xbox Live is amazing, and Game Pass is amazing too. So they have like great services. It's just they can't get a foothold in the console space.
Yeah, with a name like Series X, it seems like they're doubling down on getting consoles going.
Yeah, I don't see those going away. I don't see those going away either.
Yeah. I have said in the past that I think they should get out of the console wars and out of the console business. I think they would be much more suited and kind of seem to want to be more in the PC game, where they should just make a PC, just dedicate themselves to making gaming PCs that are kind of like a little more on the console-esque side, if you will, where they're more standardized and can be pieced. Like, that might be what they're kind of going for with the Series X. I don't know, but yeah.
I was going to say, we've had this discussion a lot, but I'm just going to say I don't see the box going away because the internet infrastructure is just not there nationwide or, globally.
No, that's not what I meant.
The idea that he's saying, though, is... I don't know if we put this quote in here about trying to reach like every gamer like globally. Like he wants everybody. Was that a Stadia thing or was that a Xbox thing? You guys remember that? One of these guys, either the bald one or not the bald one, was like, our goal is to like get gaming into the hands of like everybody. Like it might have been Stadia.
That sounds like Stadia.
Yeah, but it sort of feels like that's kind of what Phil Spencer's saying with like the xCloud and everything. It seems like it's going to be where they're going. I can imagine they do this, and then like Series X, like maybe one of the next offshoots is like some other series, Series Mini, and it's almost like you guys remember the PS TV,
yeah,
and like something I would imagine I could see something like flopped. That coming out though,
yeah.
But like I think now people are ready for something like that. So I don't know, man. I could potentially see.
But do we really? Because like everyone has a smart TV, everyone has like other consoles.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think so.
You think they would just develop apps for smart TVs?
No, I mean,
like, how would you get it on your television? I guess.
Well, I think xCloud is going to be that.
Yeah,
it's going to be like an app that everything's going to, like all the phones, TVs.
Okay,
they're all going to have like an app for the xCloud service.
But what if I have a TV that
if it's a little box, isn't that streaming anyway? Like it's not playing off that tiny little box.
Yeah, no, it is. That's what I'm saying.
So why do we need the tiny little box?
To connect to the TV to just basically have the app on it. I guess you don't need the tiny app.
I mean, I have a bunch of Rokus.
Like the Chrome stick. It could be something like that. Just basically something that can receive the information from the controller and then send that information to the internet and get the game from the internet and put that on your TV. You just need something. There has to be something. If the app can't be installed directly on the television, or like the controller can't link it directly to the television, I feel like what I'm saying is
that's how Stadia works. You need a Chromecast to link to a TV.
I honestly think Stadia has kind of demonstrated that the technology is not there yet.
No, it's not the technology; it's the game.
No, it's their game
it's
library.
The games
that's making Stadia fail.
Stadia is
also the technology.
Fine. No, Stadia is good. Like I had no issues with the gameplay of.
Yeah,
Stadia.
But isn't it also
but a lot of people did.
Yeah, but not everyone has your internet kind of thing.
Yeah. Some people might have perfect experience, but lots don't. But everyone has to have a perfect, flawless experience for it to really take off. And the technology to provide the flawless experience to everyone, the infrastructure's not there yet.
Right.
The preview for xCloud has been nothing but positive.
I also think that he's positioning him, what he's saying in these quotes is he's like, we're not working in the same space that we were working in 20 years ago, and Xbox is trying to position themselves for 10 years, 20 years down the line, when in 20 years, like, who's to say, like, what sort of, like, global, like, internet system we have in place? Like, I would imagine that in 20 years, hopefully we've got it figured out to where every home has, like, at least, 30 megs.
I don't see that happening. I think
in 20 years?
Dude, I can see 20 years ago us wanting to say that, and now 20 years later, it's not here. So I can see
20 years ago, it was dial-up. There was no megabytes. Yeah.
It's advanced a lot, but there was constant internet connection.
There wasn't really online video games 20 years ago. That was like
there was broadband 20 years ago.
It was,
and broadband.
But you were browsing the internet. You weren't like playing on a game server, right?
Well, I understand that. It's definitely progressed a lot, but I don't know. Maybe there will be advances in 20 years. Maybe.
I mean, not maybe. It's guaranteed. There are like statistical models showing how technology advances on a growth curve.
I'll say yes, the technology will advance in 20 years, but I'm saying maybe to the point that this can be accomplished for all? Question mark.
It's already pretty, like, it covers a lot of people. A lot of people have high-speed internet.
Yeah, but I think politics as to what providers are in your area having to be approved through cities before they can sell internet service. I mean, stuff like that and the politics behind the scenes are going to prevent the technology from going forward as fast.
That's why I said 20 years, not 5.
Okay.
So what do we think about Phil Spencer? Do you think he's correctly identifying his true competitors as Google and Amazon as a threat to their business? Or do you think that they should be keeping their focus on PS4 and Switch because they're the ones that are their current competitors?
I mean, he can identify whoever he wants, and that's their competitor. Like,
That's not necessarily true. If I identified, like, I don't know, a 10-year-old as like a boxing competitor, like that's just a random 10-year-old, I'd be like, "You're my rival," and he's just like, "No, I'm not. I'm just a 10-year-old boy." And then I would be like, "Well, bam."
Yeah, but the people they're saying they're not competing against, are they really competing them if they're not trying to compete against them? I'm just saying, like, who they pick may not be the correct, like, person they should be competing against, but if they're choosing not to compete with who they should be competing with, they're not really a competitor then, are they?
Oh, so you're saying that he shouldn't choose Google and Amazon because the true threat is PS4 and Nintendo? Or PlayStation and Nintendo? Sony, Nintendo?
Well, no,
sorry, I'm misunderstanding you.
I'm saying,
maybe
like, I'm saying that, like, saying what your competitor is very relative. Like, it's whatever you say it is. Like, there is no, like, even if he says, like, oh, it's Google and Amazon, we can't say, oh, no, it's really PS4 and Switch because they're not trying to compete with them.
Right, I can see that. Kind of like how, like, they may be shifting their market, and as in doing so, they now identify a different market as their competitor.
Okay.
If they're changing how they identify, then they can say whatever they want.
Okay.
Well, Nintendo always said that Xbox and PS4 weren't their competitor either.
Yeah, they were just like, we don't have competitors.
Yeah. So you can say whatever you want. I don't understand. Like, I guess he sees Google and Amazon because of all the services they offer, and Google, they're the first ones to get into cloud streaming. Amazon has an infrastructure, like everything's on the AWS.
I do think it has to do with, like, they were the least performing, like, console. They sold the least amount. So now that they're trying to shift their focus, they're like, oh, maybe we're not, like, in the lead in console wise, but we're like going to try and go in the lead service wise.
That sounds Yeah, it seems like the plan. I mean,
it seems like a reasonable move.
Yeah. I think it's what they should do, honestly, because like they're not gonna win. They're never gonna the Japanese are never just gonna wake up one day and be like, "Huh,
I really want Halo.
I do really like shooters and don't like JRPGs at all." Like that's just never gonna happen.
Yeah, and their name doesn't help either. I saw the thing like, isn't like the X really associated with like doesn't work, and so like
really.
Yeah, like in Japan, like the name Xbox is basically like broken piece of crap box is how they kind of view the naming.
Yeah, because like I don't know if it's just like Japanese inspired games, but like you see the like circle a lot for stuff when you get right, and you see like X when like you're wrong. So I don't know if that has anything to do with that.
Yeah, and there was a car.
I think it's because it's an American-based company, and they
don't
go
have
with
good
Japanese-based company.
They don't have good exclusives either for
there's no reason
that appeal to them.
I think there is something to be said about the name because like there was a car, the Chevy Nova, several years ago that like didn't sell in one country, and that's because the translation literally was "doesn't go." It's the Chevy does not go. And who's gonna buy a car called the won't drive, you know?
Yeah.
So there's definitely something to be said psychologically about that.
Makes sense. I personally think, and we're all allowed to have our own opinions, I do think it's the library that is making Xbox fail. And if Xbox had a dope library of games that appealed to a Japanese audience, like if you just took the PlayStation, the Sony library, put it on Xbox, just the Xbox library, put it on Sony, I think Xbox and Microsoft would be the number one selling system in Japan. Regardless of the name. Because like, what are you going to do? Not play sweet games?
Yeah.
If only the Xbox was Japanese, but it's not.
It's not.
They had Blue Dragon. That one time?
On 360.
Yeah.
Moving on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's jump into... does anybody have final thoughts on Phil Spencer's thoughts and where he's taking his company?
I like Phil a lot.
I
think he's just out in left field on this one, though.
Really? I don't know, man. I think he's just like taking a little bit of the... He's been hanging out with too many tech people, and he's just like going all futurist with it. And I don't know. I do love that.
It's a long game, man.
It's very true. That he's very pro, like, let's all like do crossplay and all that. I really like that about this one.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I wish them the best of luck. I hope what they are trying to accomplish works out. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's going to revolutionize gaming anytime soon.
Nope. Also, I'll be buying PS5 and not Xbox during the next gen.
Oh, really?
You'll waste Game Pass.
I thought you said you were going to get Xbox.
I don't think so. I think I'm switching.
Yeah. I don't think there's enough information about either for me to make a decision yet.
There's like no information about
I'm gonna just do it. I'm doing it. Pre-ordering it right now. There aren't pre-orders. There's not pre-orders, but I'm doing it. Okay, moving on. Sorry, I'm distracting us. Okay, the rumors are getting out of control. We're gonna talk about some rumors now, guys. The internet is Twitter, Reddit, everything is just it's all rumors. YouTubers are trying to just get you to watch their videos. It seems like every day more and more ridiculous rumors come out with no accountability or facts to back them up. Fake leaks about Sora not in Smash, the Nintendo Direct rumors about them like, oh, we're going to have a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Oh, just kidding. It's going to be like in a week. No, it'll be like in 3 days. PS5 being backwards compatible with all previous PlayStations. God, please make that be true, even though I literally just paid real human dollars to get my PS3 backwards compatible refurbished. And Animal Crossing might have in-game purchases. What? Can I buy bells with dollars?
Pocket
all right.
Camp.
Oh my gosh, Pocket Camp. No, thank you. So first of all, what is it? Is it just for the clicks? Is it just for clicks, or people just trying to get some internet clout?
It's all for the clicks.
It's all for the clicks.
Yes.
Plus, you want to be the.
Was that a yes or no question? I didn't mean it for it to be.
Plus, you want to be the first one to get all the. You want to be the first one to get the info out there, and you don't fact check it. You don't do any research. You just need to get it out there, and just get those clicks.
I guess people do enjoy watching like speculation videos and stuff like that.
I do like speculation, but like the rumors.
Yeah, and how they frame those videos really matters as well. When they just put something, like they put their sensational title and then a question mark instead of an exclamation point, then they can say anything. Like Nintendo to remove all video games from their library, question mark.
Yeah, because your brain reads that and you see like a period or like an exclamation point.
Yeah.
And then,
Nintendo getting out of gaming, confirmed, question mark.
Oh, I hate the confirmed
question mark.
Seriously, it's such a smarmy tactic. Just say rumor mill. Let's speculate about stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but nobody wants to click on that. I want hard facts.
Dude,
and if I see a question mark,
you're
95% true.
When it's that clickbaity, and like I don't even click. I don't want to listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
You're just
this week's
primate brain. You're trying everyone's just competing for primate brain.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I want to know. I got to know the answer." And then they click.
And then you got all these fake insiders that are like, "Yeah, my uncle at Nintendo told me that there's a direct tomorrow."
I just hear people. Yeah, I haven't heard any. I just hear people on
Have
Twitter
you not
saying,
seen Twitter today?
Well,
oh
no,
my god!
It's just people like saying like sharing memes about like there's hasn't been a Nintendo Direct in 150 days or something like that, or like the y'all gotta chill. It happens when it happens meme. Have you guys seen that one?
I see a lot of people saying, "I heard that there's a Direct this week,"
and people believe that.
I mean,
yeah.
You know what?
I say.
I heard that you heard that there's a Direct this week.
I say we storm Area 51 and demand some answers.
Oh my god!
From Baby Yoda.
What if we are in Area 51, and Area 51 is the?
I guess I just don't
actual
pay attention
exit.
to the Nintendo Direct rumors because like they always happen and they're never true. So
It's been a while. We haven't had like a true Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, we're
since
probably gonna have
September.
one. Probably gonna have one this week.
Yeah, I think by the
There might
time
be
this
like 3 of them
podcast,
this month.
actually, I heard by the time this podcast is out, we'll have 2 Nintendo Directs.
There's gonna be maybe 3.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
They might squeeze in a 4th Nintendo Direct.
They're gonna do 2 on one day. All right, so we pretty much are in all agreement that like people are just competing for your click, for your watch time. But how do we avoid falling into the trap of clickbaity, like sensational titles? How would you guys avoid clicking on it?
Convince YouTube to change their algorithm. That is what is driving people to do that, and that's what's paying off for them.
But
so
you
they will
gotta stop them.
continue to do
You gotta
it.
stop clicking. Like stop having people click them.
Yeah.
That's because that's what's making YouTube push them out.
whenever I see like something that's like extremely sensational or like
That'd be the way to change the algorithm.
like sometimes I'll get recommended those people who just keep like talking crap about like Pokemon Sword and Shield and stuff. I'll just like go into like I don't want to see this or like block it or something.
I guess the way that I avoid falling into the trap is that I try my best not to click on stuff that's like really sensational from a place that I don't know. Like if somebody just like wants to talk about it, like for like I don't know, what have I watched recently? Like maybe like Game Explain or something.
Yeah.
They'll have stuff, but like for the most part, like if they're talking about stuff, I feel like. And I'm not going to like talk about their credibility at all. And this is just my 2 cents. Like, I feel like for the most part, if they're talking about something, I know they're like speculating, but that's just because I've watched a lot of their content. But
their stuff's not really that clickbaity, I don't think.
Yeah. I guess I don't watch a lot of like clickbaity videos. So
there's a couple, there's like,
avoid it.
There's like I don't know if you've seen Dreamcast guy. His stuff's all clickbaity.
I have seen some of his videos.
It gets clicks, and that's what everybody's out to do, trying to get those clicks.
It's especially frustrating. I watch YouTube on my NVIDIA Shield TV, and the app for YouTube kind of chops off the last bit of the title sometimes, so I can't always tell if there's a question mark after the confirmed.
Nintendo Switch canceled, confirmed.
Oh boy. Final thoughts, I guess we should probably move on. Final thoughts about rumors getting out of control.
I can't wait for the Direct this week.
Like that. I'm just gonna say about one of the leaks, the Sora not being in Smash. I was actually, because didn't someone like post something that was like Sora is like definitely not in Smash, and it was just incorrect journalism.
Yeah,
No, it was something
started?
like
no,
they
it was,
approached Disney, and Disney said no.
Yeah, that's
but
what
it was
I read.
like, yeah, but it was like somebody just on a podcast said, "I heard that Disney Japan."
I mean, that's probably pretty. It's probably pretty easy to speculate that.
Right, but like that's not confirmed. But when I read that headline, I was like, "Oh, Sora's actually not in Smash. No way." And then
They
like
have a very
it did like I wasn't like trying to like educate myself on Sora being in Smash or not in that moment, so I didn't research it further. So it's like bad for like people to put out like false information, because like I'm walking around thinking Sora's never going to be in Smash because I didn't care enough to like look into it. So
well, they have to be. They're very careful with their titles. Like the Animal Crossing one, it said Animal Crossing might have in-game purchases. So they're not saying for definite, so they can't be held accountable when it doesn't.
Yeah,
happen.
but then you get people like I was reading the replies, and they're like, "That means literally nothing. Why are you reporting on this?"
Yeah,
Like a lot of games say that, and it's just like a link to buy Nintendo Switch Online.
I watched recently an Arlo video talking about rumor mill. He made an interesting point where, like, on one hand, if you watch these rumors and they turn out to be false, you may have gotten your hopes up for nothing, and you're crushed when it turns out to be not true. On the other hand, if you watch these rumors, it turns out to be true, you've spoiled the surprise that Nintendo or other companies were planning.
Exactly.
So there's no benefit of rumor milling around clicking on these things.
Yeah, but people want to know.
People want to know, yeah.
they do.
They want to be the one that knows where no one else does. And then they'll be the one going around and telling other people because they're the ones that know.
It's like the
and then
spoiler
it just
stuff.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, people want to know stuff. It's a thing. People who like things want to know things. People who like things want to know stuff about that thing.
I want to know things when it's appropriate to know them.
Okay.
I want to know
time.
them, yes. When the company is ready, when the information is ready, then tell me.
You're much more patient than an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Yes.
As hopefully you should be. All right, that's enough of the rumor mills. I'm over that topic. But you guys have any final thoughts again? Sorry. All right, cool. So let's move on to how we normally wrap out this beautiful show, and that's with the new games that are coming out this week and what we've been playing recently. So the new games for this week on February 11th, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare Season 2 on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Metro Exodus, Sam's Story DLC coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia. Woohoo!
We alive.
Dude, Stadia has stuff on it. No, it doesn't. Yakuza 5, the remastered collection coming to PS4. Very cool. And the Yakuza remastered collection Day 1 edition coming to PS4 as well. So there's 2 versions of that. On February 13th, Daemon X Machina is getting ported to PC. On what is this? Also on the 13th, Necronator, Dead Wrong, coming to PC. I'm not sure what that is. I'm very excited for Valentine's Day because on February 14th, Darksiders Genesis is coming out. That is like the Diablo clone made by the Darksiders people. about like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's gonna be super cool. I hope. PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Wait, Dreams is coming to PS4 the 14th? Is it just like
the full release?
Is it just like coming out of beta finally, like 4 years later?
It must be the full release.
Oh wow, interesting. Snack World: The Dungeon Crawl Gold coming to Nintendo Switch. Street Fighter V's Champion Edition coming to PC and PS4. Also,
how many editions of that game are there?
Many.
They love releasing multiple Street Fighter editions.
And they still can't outsell Smash Brothers.
Boom.
Or Street Fighter 2.
Cool. So that's what we've got coming out this week. It's a lot of new stuff. One thing I'm personally very excited about. Are you guys excited about anything on that list?
I want to see how Darksiders does.
Yeah.
Because that looks interesting to me.
I think it's going to be pretty cool. So let's move on to what we've been playing this week. I'm going to start us off. I renewed my World of Warcraft subscription.
Wow, you were just complaining about Blizzard last week.
I know, I complain about Blizzard as often as I can. But my brother renewed his World of Warcraft subscription, and he was just like, hey, want to play? I was like, ah. And then I was like,
did you get the Classic Edition?
Well, you get it when you
peer
renew.
pressure.
Oh, when you renew, you can play either Classic or the full game. So I don't have like the latest expansion or anything. We're just kind of dinking around in the world, and it's been a lot of fun revisiting the old areas because I'm helping him level up. So
how much is that?
A month, 15.
Oof.
But you can buy it like you can buy. You know how like you can buy things like by the year or by 3 months or 6 months. Like so, you can get it for less. I think the cheapest it can be is $12.99 a month, depending on how big you buy it in. But I've been enjoying it. I'm playing it a little bit. I've obviously been super busy, so I can't play it a lot. But it's been fun. Camilo, what have you been playing?
I actually started playing Final Fantasy VII again on the Switch, and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm near the end of Disc 1. I think I have like a few hours left on Disc 1. I'm at like near the Gold Saucer. I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm also trying to beat the secret boss on Kingdom Hearts 3, and oh my gosh, it's so freaking hard, but I'm having a lot of fun.
That level is cool.
Yeah.
Like that area that you fight him in is cool.
Sweet. What about you, Dan?
So, I've been working my way through the Prince of Persia franchise run. I finished Prince of Persia portion of it, and now I'm on the Assassin's Creed portion of it. I'm on the first game for Assassin's Creed. I have a list of all of the Prince of Persia games ranked. I got Forgotten Sands for the Wii is number 1. Two Thrones is number 2. Number 3 is tied Sands of Times and Forgotten Sands for the future generations like PS3, Xbox 360. Then Warrior Within, number 5. Prince of Persia 2008, number 6. Arabian Nights, number 7. Prince of Persia, the original, number 8. And Shadow and the Flame, number 9. That was a lot of fun. I look forward to getting through all the Assassin's Creed games and making a similar list. That's been a lot of fun.
Very, very cool. Are you still going to call it the Prince of Persia franchise run?
Probably not. No. I'm actually now calling it the Assassin's Creed franchise run because
are there more Assassin's Creed games? Are there?
Yeah,
more
there are
Assassin's
there are more Assassin's Creed games than there are Prince of Persia games. Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
Wowzers. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Some of them I know are real bad, but some of them are super cool. But have fun.
I'm definitely recognizing some similarities, but it's very different.
The Ezio ones are I like those.
Yeah, the Ezio ones are really good. I really enjoyed the first one too. I thought that was good.
Yeah, I'm digging it. Certainly, the controls can get in the way sometimes, but overall, I'm digging it.
Nice.
Oh, the climbing is always annoying in those games.
It got better.
It only
though.
works when you don't need it to.
It got they really.
That's true. They did
that.
they streamlined it. They streamlined like you don't have to press a certain button.
Yeah, like the R or A or something. Like they definitely made it better. Like way easier.
Nice.
John, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing Pokemon. I just got a shiny Dreepy. Pretty hype about that. And then people are giving me shinies, and I'm not saying no. So I have like 13 shinies now.
You didn't earn them. They're not real shinies.
I have I have 5 that I hatched. I caught 2 Magikarp, so I have like 7 that I earned.
That's cool.
And I was working, I was streaming, and they gave me it. It's like a donation.
Okay.
Plus, I got a Basculin, which is, who cares?
That's a cool Pokemon. I like it.
But I'm
Camilo,
trying to get the shiny charm. That's what I'm working on now.
Oh my gosh! Why don't you just have
230.
people give you regular Pokemon and just finish it already?
Because I wasn't that just takes. I don't know. I'm trying to do it mostly by myself, and then I'll ask for help when I need it.
All right. Camilo and I strongly disagree with you taking shinies, and we think you should earn them.
It is earning them. I'm entertaining.
Nope.
It's the same thing. Like
it's
either you're spinning around in a circle, or somebody's trading
to
them.
roll a shiny. You just got it. Someone gave you a shiny.
This
Wait,
is a
John,
You don't really earn. You just spin around in a circle.
Oh my god!
It's not really earning.
John, that was saying that for like Super Mario Maker 2, some of the costumes are bogus because you have to have a certain amount of plays on your level, and that only
But that's not
comes,
really
if you're
really
popular.
earning though. That's just that's.
But you're entertaining, and so you're earning it.
Yeah, no, I think streaming and people giving me shinies counts as me earning it. It's like a donation.
Anyway,
kind of the same with. Okay, anyway,
I will never ever agree with that thought process, and I would.
You spin in
love...
circles for that.
You
for that
never-
one that I already got. Like I got a Milcery. I didn't have to.
Hey John, I'd love to end the
hatch
show.
2,000 eggs.
John, I got to end the show, bud. All right. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Ring that notification bell. You can also check out the audio version of the podcast on Google Play, Spotify, and iTunes. Join our Discord to keep in touch with us and follow our Twitter and Instagram. All these links can be found in the description. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
bye bye.
Hey.
Traded shinies aren't earned shinies. Bye.
Follow me on TikTok.
Bye.